Hello and welcome to another Guardian Tales video, and today what I got to do is teach you guys how weapons actually work. If you didn't know it, weapons are not static. They are, in fact, all unique and different. So we're going to talk about that today. But before we get into it, please do me a favor and subscribe to this by clicking the subscribe button below, or hit the bell if you also would like to be notified when I do a new Guardian Tales video. I appreciate that, and let's go ahead and get into informing you about weapons. So how does a weapon actually work? What happens is if you look at a weapon, we're going to use marinas for instance, you're going to notice a variety of stats. Everything from the DPS of the weapon to the water, what type it is, and tell you the attack of it. Water attack 703, matching type bonus 10%. We have the crit chance there because this weapon has crit chance. You have HP percentage, skill damage percentage, weapon skill regen 4%. But if you notice, some of these items are in different colors. So the ones that are kind of in this light blue, the water attack matching bonus, that's going to be in like a red if it's fire or purple if it's dark. Whereas here, these other ones that say crit chance 15% or polling skill inflicts 150% weapon skill 4, those are all static, meaning these won't change. If you reroll this item, those are going to stay the same. You can't reroll to a higher crit chance percentage. But if we enhance and we go to option change, you can actually see the variety that can change. So if you look here, on this Armada, the weapon range can go from 603.8 to 62 or 662.9. That is a 10% difference in overall DPS. When you actually enhance an item, what happens is you increase the base stats of it, like your base attack or base defense, if that's with the item, for instance, but you don't change the percentages. That's what these option change will reroll to and give you a chance to pick. If you look here, I have 11% skill damage, so I'm happy with that out of 12. 19% HP out of 20, I'm happy with that. And only 4% weapon skill regen speed, which could have gone up to 8. I could re-roll again here and get a sub-option defense, could re-roll into that, and maybe I could get 3 to 6%, or I could not roll that at all. Okay, that's what these option change stones do. Getting the option change stones are very difficult. You'll get them throughout the game, either through events or by just completing the campaign. If you go through and actually look here at some of the ones in the store, it can be very difficult to get your hands on these, because if you look at the hero growth here, right, these are the stuff that you can get just by like kind of playing through the game, right? These star pieces, etc., they're not there for the star pieces, and you can't buy them here with the crystals either, right? So how do we get our hands on these? You go to equipment, not in equipment. Obviously, they're not in costumes, but go to the purple coins, okay? And purple coins are basically the stuff you get from doing that campaign. There it is. Option change stones, 66 out of 183. Keep in mind, you can only get so many of these, so you want to make sure that you get this first, as this is one of the most important things to do. You want to get this over buying a bunch of stamina, for instance, which I have already done and learned that mistake myself. Because you can crunch an item into itself to limit break it, for instance, I could take this level 63 and crunch it with the 20 to make it up to a level 64 max. You really want to make sure that you look at the substats and pick the item that has good substats before you crunch it in. This one has decent substats, right? If we go back and we look at this one here and we look at the substats on this one, the substats are significantly worse. For that reason, I'm going to go ahead and you know what? I'm going to go here and we're actually going to unlock this piece of gear. I'll decide I don't want it anymore. We can unlock it like this. We can take the original piece that we wanted to work on, for instance, this one here, and click Enhance, Limit Break, and we can take the previous item and crunch it in. Crunching it in will raise the cap level by 1, up to a total of 68. And keep in mind, experience, enhancing these are not as valuable as the option change stones. So if you get an item that just has better stats, you probably just want to level up that item instead, unless you've already crunched something in and limit broke another one. And to talk about that matching type bonus more, if you see here it says fire attack, that's the type of attack the weapon does. And if you match that to the type of element the character is, like this is a fire character. You can see in the top left corner there's warrior then fire. This is a fire sword. If I put any other fire sword, that one, it would still have a 10% bonus. Also, this may seem like an obvious one, but in order to tell if the item is a unique weapon or a special item for somebody, in the top right corner, it's going to have that little banner. You can see it on this one here. It's an EX weapon for Lapina, and in the top right corner, that green square, it's got this little hanging kind of diamond-looking thing there. I don't know how to explain that. It's like a yellow banner, okay? That means that this is going to be used on a character. Like this one here doesn't have that, right? It doesn't have, like, if used on this character, the bonus, and then the bonus will always be there in the gray if it's not on the character currently. But if it is on the correct character, it's going to light up. Like you'll see here, it's now lighted up in more of a kind of a dark yellow, a tan looking color. And that's how you know it's on there and activated. And there are actually green weapons in this game that don't really have a home, that aren't EX weapons. Like if you look here, I was just at Lupina, right? Here's a staff, a green staff, Authority of Light staff. You can see this doesn't actually have a home, but yet it's still a green weapon. So some of those can be kind of confusing. The way enhancing works is it actually levels the weapon based upon the level of the item that's there. So if you look here, this is a level 40, right? It's going to do it up to 37. This is a 35. It's going to do it to 34. This is 25. It's going to go to 27. Okay, the same thing you can see from here. Like if this is a level 25 star, okay, 25. Let's go down here. Here's a level 23 star, 24, okay? The higher star does give you a difference, but it's not massive. The difference between 24 and 25 there, not a big number. So you don't have to worry about crunching in your 5 stars, and you definitely don't want to crunch in your 4 stars at any point. You really want to just stick to these, kind of the hammers, and it can be really expensive. This eats up a lot of gold to level your weapon. The priority is you definitely want to get your best weapon leveled all the way maximum first with your gold on whoever your best character is, and then go back and do the awakening and everything. But or get your first awaken first, actually, the very center circle. Then you do these, and then you go back. But you can see it's going to eat up a lot. Like if I just want to do a few levels just with these cheapo ones here, even going to 23 from 20 is 10,000 gold. There you go, just like that, it goes in. Now with your weapons, you really want to be careful. If you've seen one of my other videos on my, don't make these mistakes I did, I was telling you that I crunched a bunch of important ones during the random evolution. This is true. Make sure that you take each type of each item all the way if possible. And the reason for that is while you're randomly evolving stuff, you're getting new items. But if you look back here in your book and you go to your item book for the weapons, you can see not only do you need one of each type, you need one of each type at each star level for that item. So if it's an item that only comes at 4 star, you also need to level it to 5 star. For this reason, don't crunch a lot of these because you're going to want this knowledge rank up. As you go to the higher ranks, you get more and more and more bonus stats. I see I'm not even halfway, and I should have been way farther than that. So be careful while you're evolving stuff. Don't evolve stuff you might need. And there's even the collections. If you look at the collections, these give you big bonuses, but you have to get this stuff to like level 60. For instance, that Authority of Light staff, that's on there too if I want to get an attack increase, right? So I can't just throw that one away. When it comes to accessory slots, you're going to want to match things properly. She's a dark type, and her weapon obviously matches her. It's the EX weapon, so it's dark type, matching bonus. But then once again, we have a dark type bonus on the cursed necklace. This can be seen in other items, for instance, like a fire ring or flame ring or whatever they call it, right? There's bonuses. Here's a frost flower ring, bonus to water type attack. This one just has attack, this one's skill damage, etc. But what you want to do is you want to look for those items. Here you go. Plopvise has a plus 12% fire attack ring. That's pretty good. You want to look for those items that have matching bonuses for that character, especially if it's a DPS character. If it's more a tanky character, you're probably doing something like this where it negates certain amounts of damage. Otherwise, you're really looking to match those bonuses so you can get dark type on top of dark type with the dark party bonus and all that stuff, and you really ramp up the damage. That's where you start to see some of those insane numbers where people are popping off like 40k shots and stuff. That's where it's coming from. Once you get a certain part in the campaign, the Mirror Rift opens up, and you look at the Mirror Rift here, and you can actually go through and beat some of these to get yourself some rewards. So you can see here, Mirror Earring of Patience, basic attack, 15%. Then you get one of these bonus stats as well, and we could reroll those with those option change stones, why it's important to keep them. That's at level 5. Here's 63, 68. You can see the toughness goes up, the defense goes up, things like that. So these earrings could be nice. You can get those accessories from the Rift, but keep in mind, these are pretty hard. I haven't been able to beat them all yet, so if you want to get this Earth type bonus for your Bari or something, you might want to go out there and get some Flame type characters build up, so that way you have the right bonus against the Earth type Rift and etc. You can also go into the store and actually get some pieces of equipment and don't accidentally crunch them like I did here. You can see I crunched like my angel necklace, I crunched my necklace of blessing, the earrings, wolf ring. I crunched a bunch of really stupid stuff I should not have crunched. And that's another way you can get your hands on it too, as well as help fill out some portion of your book. Here, I'm probably going to end up buying this earring eventually too, just for the crit chance. The thing to talk about is cards. If you look here at cards, cards are basically just bonus stats. You get these by going through the campaign, completionist type stuff. Essentially, as you collect these new characters from the campaign, you meet new people. And as you get these cards, you probably want to pair them to the right people. As you can see, Arabella's got, attack ones. And if I was playing like Marina, I'd want like defense or HP, etc. For those reasons, try to match the right cards to the right person. These are pretty self-explanatory. There's not really a whole lot you can do to like take these cards and power them up or anything. You just collect the cards as you play throughout the game. Hopefully this information was what you needed and it was informative. If it was, consider subscribing to my channel so that you can see more Guardian Tales videos similar to this one. I appreciate your time in watching my video. I love you all, and I hope you have a great day.